All right, band students, here we go. Today's slideshow brought to you by Eden Prairie Eagles. Unity, artistry, excellence, and legacy in everything we do, which includes public performances, rehearsals, personal practice time, how we treat each other, and even when you're by yourself, your character counts. Today is Music Theory Thursday. Make sure you have your red book. I have some to pass out. We're going to be using that each and every day. Let me know if there's any birthdays in the room. We'll play happy birthday for you. Maybe you can guest conduct. Quick tip! Quick tip of the day. Your ligature should be low and loose. So clarinets and saxophones, you have what's called a ligature, and it holds the reed on. It wraps around and keeps the reed in place. Most people, that gradually creeps up above this line that you can see right here. Most mouthpieces have a line here. And each day people tighten it down, but they don't loosen it enough when they put it away. And then the next day it's a little higher up and a little higher up. Pretty soon you're choking off this part of the reed. This whole section of reed needs to be vibrating. So let's move them down a little bit today. Everybody go ahead and move it down. The screws do not need to be tight. They can just be smushed, turn them until they feel a little bit mushy, but you do not need to crank it down at all. This reed needs to vibrate, and the less we have stopping that vibration, the better your sound will be, the more full it'll be. And that's your quick tip. Quote of the day. I hope you remember that today is never too late to be brave. T Swizzle. Joke of the day. Oops. There's the picture of the day. Now, one thing could be said about colorful instruments. A lot of times the process, the chemistry, and the chemicals they use to create those colors are not do not make the best sounding instruments. So be careful if you're shopping for a colorful instrument. Make sure you come talk to me about the quality of the brand and the quality of the model. There is a reason why you don't see this very often. It's because the quality is less, and you're going to have a harder time playing most of the time. There are a few expensive models that do it the right way, but most of those are way out of most of your price range. So anyway, but fun picture. So these are the learning targets from before. I can play with better tone because I use more air, and I can find a rudiment and groove of the week. And how do we make tempest more tempesty? And then, of course, staccato. The homework was the player profile video. Here's today's learning target. If we could read them out loud, that'd be great. Ready, go. And the essential question. Ready, go. And of course, the language objective. Ready, go. And we could take a moment here to go into Schoology and look up the word of the week. Each of these language objectives that I'm putting up are part of a list of 40 words that we're going to learn this year and use in all of our playing. So you could look that up in Schoology. It's in the resources folder. And then, of course, your new homework is to practice, that should say red book. The red book number 5 through 10 and Tempest. And your homework is to finish the player profile number 1 due Monday. So you have 2 pieces of homework to get done over the weekend. And then here's the agenda. We're going to open up in the resources folder. We're going to find the Dynamics PDF. It's just called Dynamics. I'll show you where that is in a moment. And we're going to play concert B-flat intervals, number 1, 2, and 3. We're going to play chorale number 1 and 2 with good dynamics and experiment with that a little bit. Then we're going to play a new one called half scales. That's in the sheet music under warm-ups and scales. And then we're going to do some tuning. We're going to play in the book number 5 through 7, and we're going to play Tempest. And if there's time, we'll play something else too. All right, here we go.